Hey boys, Dingo from the future here. Just want to remind you I stream on Twitch every single day. Here's the link, here's the deck, and without further ado, let's get to the gameplay. I will keep this hand also. I'm thinking, so I had a revelation chat. I think if my microphone's really close to the bing bong sign back here, it'll pick up some static noise. So if I move it away, like this maybe, it might be a lot better. You can only really tell in the VODs though, because you can't hear over the music. Is it? Wait, does it have a Hallowed Moonlight in the main? Holy Hallowed. That's an issue too. What's up, monster? Well, I got a couple of options here. I kind of want a Binding and then Chalice on 0. I think I'd do that. Take the amulet. Chalice on 0 so they can't pact. Yes. Hell yeah, monster. Another amulet. Yes. Gonna reprieve pretty much anything at this point. If they have a Dryad, I'm reprieving it. If they have an Azusa, I'm reprieving it. If they have Splunking, I'm reprieving it. Dryad. Yep. There's that Hallowed Moonlight. Saga Pass. I kind of think I'm just casting Lrien. They get down Dryad, that could be future me's problem. There's Narset Days Undoing, so I rip land, I can play Narset and Days Undoing. Makes me really just want to Solitude this Dryad instead of Subtlety it. I don't know, I guess they're playing around Counterspell by waiting for Cavern of Souls maybe. I do think this matchup is really, really bad for typical blue-white, but since we're jamming like Reprieve and Subtlety ×4, this is probably a pretty good matchup for us, especially since we have multiple copies of Narset Days Undoing. Titan. Okay. Hey, Fuma. I don't want to Subtlety this because I want both of these. I think this is how I catch up this game. I Solitude this and I just like Narset Days Undoing lock 'em. Probably one of the best ways to win this game, I think. Titan's tough, so if we can cheese a win against them, I'm all for it. Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna take the 3. Might be another sequence that I want to do instead of like Narset Days Undoing. Prismatic Ending. Well, I could Pending the Dryad and then Solitude the Prime Time, hold up Reprieve. I think I'd probably just do that. Pretty good draw. I think I'd rather hold up Reprieve than like spend this Hallowed Moonlight to kill this one construct. This construct will probably kill me now that I said that. Bye-bye, Titan. Peace out, buddy. They might get Boseiju with this, but I think they will probably just get another Urza Saga. I don't know. Boseiju's pretty good for them, too. They just get the Boseiju, either Leyline or Chalice, and ruin my career. What's up, Muggy? Good afternoon. I'm doing pretty well today. Woke up nice and early. for once in my life. Be productive. Two, six mana, nothing to do. Then pop the map. Could play the Narset and just pass. But I kind of think Kaheera is the play here. Kaheera pass. You got a trophy? Nice. Hell yeah. I think the deck's really good right now. Surprised more people aren't playing it. It's being a little slept on. I'm gonna take 3. And I also ordered my beanbag today. Or I guess technically last night. So my giant beanbag will be here in like 2 weeks. Dropped a single game against Mono Black Coffers. Imagine hating on Raisin Bran. I ended up just getting a Love Sack one. I looked into like Costco and some other places, but I was like, I'll just get something nice. I'm gonna be using it even if I don't use it as a streaming chair. So just went with like one of the cheaper Love Sack ones. There's like so much data in the deck dumps right now. It's crazy. They started posting every single participant in the challenge instead of just the top 32. And because of that, so much data is available now. Leyline Binding Teferi. I'm gonna take Leyline Binding. Leyline Binding probably isn't the smartest thing to take here. If they really want to kill this Narset, then they can just go grab Beseju and Beseju my Leyline Binding. I don't know if I care too much about that though. They do that, and then I get to hold up Reprieve afterwards. Leyline's pretty good, but it's not the end all be all. Make another construct. Bye, Narset. Yep. Looks like I get the expedition map off the table. I verdict this board away. Unsure if correct. So I'm gonna make another construct, then I have Reprieve up plus Subtlety to Teferi on untap on a relatively clear board. I'm only at 10, so I don't really want to take all that damage either. I think it's the right call. Just gotta find a way to close this game. But just like Narset plus Days Undoing plus Clock. We gotta get that Clock equity. Raisin Bran's good, Slayer. Can't keep hating like this. It's not good for your health. Speaking of not good for my health, it's really bad for me. I'm supposed to go up or down with this Teferi. I think up. Should get cast you, Narset. Yeah, Raisin Bran's good. That's what I'm saying. This is a Dryad. Spin this back on top of their deck, which is really just gonna siphon 3 mana from them because they can use the ring to draw it again. We're gonna play land drop, dome me for 6. If they have Grazer, I just die. They might kill Tef. We're gonna kill Tef. Hopefully this Narset doesn't do and gets me where I need to go. I'm leaving untapped here. These two. Those two. It's those two. Not drawing an answer to this Dryad's kind of a problem. Name too long for a pyramid. I have to think about it. So they get 1 card here, 2 cards in hand. But they can only get this card on my turn. I really gotta get this Dryad off the table. Which I currently have to untap and Verdict to do that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna ice the ring. Or I could ice their Saga. I ice their Saga now. Ice their Saga, untap Verdict. Or main phase 2 Verdict or whatever. Guess I don't need to main phase 2 it. Actually, I should main phase 2. Get free damage in. Verdict here, and then upkeep. I can Geier reach. It doesn't really lock him, so I don't think I need to. Just hold up Reprieve instead. Then like end step Geier reach if they do nothing. Maybe the only thing I'm really worried about is another Dryad. Need to get rid of this last card in their hand so I can start locking them with Geier reach. The kids. I don't know. This weekend? Saturday? I'll shoot you a message. We'll figure it out. Spunky? Something like that. What are we doing here, opponent? What are we doing here? I guess they're gonna, like, tank their time, which is fine. I'm cool with it. I'm gonna be here all day, opponent. Map. Yep. Map for another Saga, probably. Did shuffle in that map plus Saga when I cast that Dazed Undoing. Slayer's Stronghold. A little hasty construct token. I'm trying to figure out if they can kill me. I think they are going to be able to kill me if they have another amulet in hand. Only haste it 1 time. Suva. I gotta draw with Geier Reach and then find a Solitude. Otherwise I will die. Dang, can't believe we lost this game. Well, actually I can't. Urza Saga's kind of messed up. We have Blood Moon on the board. And Magus to the Moon. Those are good. I don't need Deluge. Hallowed Moonlight seems bad. I don't get Kaheera anymore, which is like, whatever. I'm not gonna miss you, Kaheera. I think I'm cutting the Chalices too. I don't think they do enough in this matchup. I could keep one in for a Chalice on 0. If Eric's. Wish there was more prelim results up on Goldfish. Seems like they kind of messed up how the prelims got exported in the datasheet. Live again. Thank you for the year. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Hey, Vivid. Saga got a lot of hate when it first came out, but I say that too. I'm like, Saga's secret busted. Not so secret busted. It gives a lot of decks like a second win condition that they don't normally have access to. Like Hammer, if they don't do their Hammer stuff, sometimes they can just like make construct, kill you. That's something to keep this in. Yeah, no counterspell, no Teferi. This was just a build that did well in the challenge. It got top 8. It was by... Where did I find this list? Now I can't find it. Oh well. Did very, very well in the recent challenge. I want to give it a shot. I think Blue-White can make a comeback, but I've always hated the Amulet Titan matchup, so... It's got a bad Amulet Titan matchup, which I think most builds of Blue-White have, as long as they're packing some amount of Cavern Souls. Then it's kind of concerning, right? Gonna have to binding this. Binding the amulet after they play it. They do get priority, so they can play a land drop first. Which means I can actually play Ring here. I might actually just have to hold up Binding in case they play Ring. See what they put on the stack. Yeah, if they see Reprieve and they know to play around it though, things get a lot more difficult. Transmute. We're gonna play Ring. Also, I should have binding that amulet in response to the Explorer, but we didn't get punished for it. If they played another balance land, then maybe they could have cast a Ring. Alright, let's get Raugrin Triome. Ending this amulet, and then hold up binding and pass the turn. Hoping these subtleties are good, but subtlety lines up very, very poorly against them just activating Urza Saga. What a bop. We're gonna get Amulet or Map? Probably Amulet. It is Amulet. Is it Dryad time or Obvious T? Yeah, Subtlety and then Obvious T. You wouldn't attack into a Solitude now, would ya? Taking this Amulet. I don't know if it's correct to aggressively take Amulets. I normally do playing any other deck, which is why I think I should be doing it. Playing this deck too. Maybe that's not what I should be doing. Kind of forgot I had Magus the Moon. I should have been fetching better. Oh well. I'm gonna cast it. I'm not gonna cast Leyline Binding first either. I'm just gonna hold the Leyline Binding. I'm gonna take the damage for now. Next turn I can Leyline Binding one of them when they attack. Dismember. Stares at Magus, stares at Database. Yeah. Admittedly could have fetched better. Yeah, I guess they brought in Dismember. They got rewarded for it. They knew I had the Maguses coming. Why'd I do that to myself? I'm long overdue for playing blue-white. The last time I played it, I hated it in the scam meta, so we'll see if that changes. In the Beans, the scam meta, the deck felt pretty unplayable. Especially against Beans. Beans Construct Token. Bouncing Twist. It is playing around everything very, very well. I thought Bounce and Replay Saga was going to be a good line too. Surprised they didn't do it. Day's Undoing. Amulet. Ring. I think I'm going to Subtlety this Dryad. I probably don't need to. I also don't think it hurts too badly to do it. I don't want to wait for them to attack before I steal this amulet because I could block. Put Dryad on the bottom too. Possibly have another Dryad in hand. I don't know if I'm supposed to double block there. I think I'm just doing this because they've been sculpting their hand. They have 6 cards to my 1 card. I think I need to do this. Even though it lets them have an opportunity to like pop off here. That's really good. And I get to untap with a full grip and... oof. I did not draw the interaction. This is ice, which is like fine interaction. I'm certainly mooned up though. This is gonna get me a basic. I probably need to like Verdict Moon if I get the untap. But that's a big if, because they have the haste land here, or they have the Boros Garrison here, plus the double strike land. They haste their Titan, I probably have to ice it. So what kind of nonsense they have though? Maybe they just drew a bunch of bricks. 8 lands in hand. My force was brutal though. Another one. This is fine. Is it fine? I kind of feel like we're dying. This is not fine. Up, Matthias. Somehow we're super far ahead on clock, even though we're playing control. I feel like we should be behind at this point, but we are up about 8 minutes and one demonic tutored raid. So DT, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Hope you had a wonderful stream. And hope the Krabbies milled many a card for you, I guess. I don't know what you played today. Probably mill. Not really a moon dot deck. We have 4 pieces of Blood Moon effects in our sideboard that we happen to draw all of. Dumpster Scam. Yeah, without Fury, it's a lot harder for Scam to keep up with Mill because Fury was a 5 CMC card, so that was a lot of the CMC from Tasha's. Also, it was a fast clock against them, and it killed many a crab. Blue-white control. This is blue-white control. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is, I swear. Ice. Damn. Now I get to play a guessing game again of do I think that they boarded in this member or do I think they have a Boseiju? I think they could probably get a Boseiju with basic forest, so I think I'm just gonna verdict and then play Magus of the oh my god, Magus is in chat. Magus, I'm playing you. Get burnt pretty good. Bring me in, coach, I'm ready. Let me wipe the board first. Alright. Go to Warrior. That's tough. That's so tough. I have 1 subtlety. If this subtlety saves me, I'd be very surprised. Like, well done with a little A1 sauce on there. And by a little, I mean a lot of A1 sauce. Hi, Narset. You serve the greater good of the people. Put Cultivator on the bottom. I'm playing like 3 moon effects next turn. I'm going Magus the Moon, Blood Moon. Go. I want to get my second planes out. Type GG in chat. I would never. Type it. I would never. I will not be peer pressured into BMing my opponent, but I will ice them. Ask them if they like oatmeal raisin cookies. Magus control. Get in with the Magus even though it does nothing, just to prove a point. No, I think Chris is back now. She's just in the IRL Shadow Realm. Please, Teleria West. I could have played out my stuff and ended the game, but honestly, I'd prefer this game to take a little bit longer. If this game takes a little bit longer, then they for sure can't win during game 3. Not my fault. I got over 10 minutes on the clock. Magus clock control. Alright, I conceded. So they have to win in 3 minutes. How do I prevent them from winning in 3 minutes? Legend tells that this mysterious creature is actually one of the greatest streamers who ever lived. Shamed by his recent past, he became one of nature's mysteries. Chalice on Zero. I'll take one copy of Chalice on Zero, I think. I don't think I'm forcing amulets. Maybe I am, just to like avoid losing super quickly. I could cut like 2 Fire Ice, maybe. Like, Fire Ice isn't that good in this matchup. It's fine. It can be good. Maybe I take another Verdict. Cut the last Fire Ice, submit. I could also just like bring in Temporary Lockdown just to take a bunch of amulets, but that was, I don't know. I mean, probably pretty mediocre, right? You think about the Vaporeon copy pasta? I have Cavern Souls. Not gonna fetch. I guess I could just Blood Moon him. What are they gonna do about Blood Moon? They can't besiege me currently. Pretty great too. I have Hardcast Force. Uh-oh. Maybe these forces were not so good. I think I have to do this. I haven't played the cat combo list since the Empire. I don't think I could afford to let them untap with the Dryad. Okay, I stopped everything you could do. For now. I can't really win the game. I don't know if I need to win the game. I think I just need to not lose. Stuck with Yogin paper, so you're thinking about swapping. Cat combo's pretty good, I think. Depends on who you ask. But you could try cat combo, you could try Scales. I think Scales is a really good deck right now. It has some tough matchups at the top, but I think it's good enough against like the general field. I don't know. You got a lot of options. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have played Triome. You're right. I think I'm gonna Chalice on one. If I Chalice on one, it shuts off Expedition Map. If I could shut off Expedition Map, they can't go get Besiju. Guess I might as well minus again too. Yeah, they could have done it the whole time. Yeah, they're playing like super fast now. I don't think I need to cast this yet. Second Blood Moon, go. And it's kind of stacked now. Loaded one too many mana. Hey, we beat Amulet Titan. Maybe you'll enjoy the Grixis lists. A lot of them have been doing like kind of well right now. Hope I regret keeping this hand. Um, Look, maybe something like this is up your alley. I didn't care for this exact list. I prefer the Ring Shieldred lists. That's like a personal preference for me. But that's very close to Murktide. Or Jeskai Fairbreach is another good suggestion if you're a blue-red gamer. Jeskai Fairbreach might be really, really up your alley too. Yeah, the blue-black list from last night was sweet. Given that you, of course, cut Tail's End, because Tail's End sucked. Don't tell Frank. He'll be upset. You got a lot of options. Yeah, Twiddlestorm is an anomaly. I love this Hallowed Fountain. I think it's my favorite Unfitty land. It's got to be up there. I think I'm going to Binding the Soul Scar. Land for Subtlety would be amazing. It is amazing. No main deck moon, just sideboard moons. We have 4 copies of sideboard Blood Moon and Magus of the Moon. So we actually have a pretty good matchup against Amulet Titan, it seems. Although I imagine Tron's still difficult. It's never easy beating Tron, though. Psycho's Hallowed Moonlight. Oh boy, is that a Chalice against Prowess? No. I think I'm gonna ice their red-green source on upkeep. Type GG in chat. I will not BM my opponents. Ever. Except for the times where I BM my opponents. If you look at my Mox field, I actually have a Fair Breach list that I've been pretty happy with. It's a Magicals list, actually. Now, you don't have to play the Monastery Mentor. The Monastery Mentor actually overperformed when I played that list last time. The Monastery Mentor was surprisingly great. Which is not what I expected out of that card. Raisin Hater 69 has entered the chat. XX. Dried Fruit Destroyer XX. Of course I listen to you guys. Sometimes against my better judgment. But I always do. Page is lost but seeking. Oh, is it because it's not supposed to have the dot at the end of it? The period. Copy. Paste. Remove the period. Yep. That's the one. That list is sweet. All good. But yeah, that's the list. Stern Scolding times 3, Hallowed Moonlight can come out. Memory Deluge is a little slow. Probably don't need that. I can go down to 1 days and doing 3 Narsets. Mayhaps. Temporary Lockdown seems like gasoline. So we're going to take those. I have to decide what else I want to cut. Reprieve seems kind of bad. Purge has got to be good too. What if Dress Down's good? Maybe it's fine. I'll buy us a little bit of time. I do dono decks for $25. I'll be down to run it again though. Deck was sweet. Probably trim one Lrien and I don't know. I'm just gonna roll 61. It should probably be Reprieve. I'll just roll 61. I wonder if I remember casting Subtlety on one here. Oh, never mind. Because if they had a prowess creature, I was gonna consider it. Does Lantern Control have a win con? I will play Lantern Control. Just because I love Lantern Control. Secretly. Don't tell anybody. It's like my love of raisins. Nobody can know about it. Otherwise I get judged. I used to play Lantern in paper. Once upon a time. Doomsday Calendar. Damn, pierced. Raisins? That's horrible. That's even worse than Lantern. Yeah. Last time I played Lantern, it was a like shitty Werv invention mono blue Lantern list and we ended up 3-2. Surprisingly, even without discard spells, it did very, very well. But discard spells are obviously the best thing you can be doing in Lantern. Casting Thoughtseize in Lantern. Cathartic. Not a big good deck enjoyer. Finding Goat. Demir Crab Mill. A disciple of the School of Demonic Tutors, are we? There's nothing wrong with Mill. I think Mill got a lot better after his scam got deleted. Was this a Parliament vodka bottle? It's a Fiji bottle. It's a Fiji bottle that I think I've reused for like a week now. It's just filled with non-Fiji water. So that way it feels a little bit more bougie than it actually is. Yeah, the lack of counterspells is kind of tough. Probably looking for another creature here. If I get the Subtlety another creature, I'll feel pretty good about our spot. Or not, that's fine too. That's cool too, opponent. Nah, that's fine. I don't need to Subtlety anything. I have to be dead to like upstairs damage at this point. I don't know, Tibble seems to do pretty well for himself. I don't know how he does it, but DT should take notes. Seek the Beast. They never bought Giganta, so I imagine this turn starting with Soulscar Mage, or maybe Questing Druid. Questing Druid I think I have to let resolve because putting it on top of their deck just gives them more card advantage, which I'm not really super interested in. Can put this on top, however. Thassa's Oracle, Selective Memory, or some kind of similar win condition. I don't know if Selective Memory is even modern legal. I don't know. The old builds of Control used to play like Nahiri Emrakul as a win condition. Oh, so is that the 4-mana card? I think I know which one you're talking about. Is it non-land cards? If it's non-land cards, then yeah, that's not gonna work. I was gonna say, I thought I saw that in like a mono blue Belcher build. Alright, we'll concede here. We have overstayed our welcome this game. Not having counterspell really hurts in this matchup. Reprieve just sucks. Maybe I'm playing Force of Negation over Reprieve, just to have some semblance of an actual counterspell. Oh no, I don't want this Memory Deluge. I thought I need another card. Forgot I boarded up to 61. Somebody followed you on Moxfield. And on Twitch. Howled. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, no ring in this build, which might be a mistake. I don't think I can keep this hand. I don't want to just mulligan the Chalice. I think ring's like a slightly different build. Because with the ring, you need to play like Omnath also. There's like Omnath Cosmic Rebirth builds of control that are going around playing the One Ring. Maybe you want to be more oriented toward that instead. Begrudgingly gonna keep this hand. One drop. Hmm, I have to make a decision. I think I get the Jeskai Triome here. Yeah, I'm just gonna cast Fire. I could like get another Triome and then Binding. Yeah, there's no beans in that build anymore. But it was like the old Ansys builds that used to play the Ring and Omnath and Cosmic Rebirth with Bean as like a 2-up or something like that. There's a lot of weird numbers in that list. I also had Logic Knot. Chalice on one off the top. One time for the one time. Chalice. It's not bad. I also miss Elder Deep Fiend. Card was a house. Not what I wanted, but what I deserved. It's what, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's what Beans deserved. Not being playable. Should buy Kaheera. If I want to buy Kaheera, I should put one of these islands or plains into play. Buy Kaheera, hold up Stern Scolding. Sure, Kaheera is just gonna die to Bolt. It's kind of hard to say no to a free card. I guess it was bad if they had Spell Pierce, though. Alright, they found 2 threats in a turn, which is a little bit tough. I need to draw something good off the top. Solitude? Press down. Should have done this beforehand. I think I should have cast Dress down on my end step. Probably would have been better. Wouldn't have let him get that first prowess trigger. I think I'm holding up Subtlety. If I cast Lrien, I can get Spell Pierced. My best effort to play around Spell Pierced, I think I passed the turn. Seek the Beast. It's a shame that Subtlety lines up so poorly into Seek the Beast. DRC Soulscar Mage. Strike of Revel's gonna get me. I think we're gonna lose this turn. Kinda sucks because I just never drew any of my sweepers. Or Chalice. I did have the Destructive Revelry for the Chalice, but not seeing Temporary Lockdown, not seeing Supreme Verdict was a little rough. I haven't been able to really one-for-one them, and I haven't seen any card advantage either. No Narsets. Said I have stupid Subtlety in my hand. I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I think now is like a slightly different situation where I want to do this. Oh boy. That's the deck I need to fall asleep to. Thanks, buddy. You're welcome. Happy to be of service. So they're gonna draw the Seek the Beast. One top, one bottom. One Seek the Beast in hand. Geier reach. Yeah, it's not Supreme Verdict. If I cast Lrien, I'm gonna be short of casting Temporary Lockdown. I think we're dead here. Not seeing a way out of this. Game went so much differently when I had a Chalice. Played a Chalice, won the game. Didn't have a Chalice. Lost by a mile. Alright, that's good enough for me. We have no permanent answer to Underworld Breach, which I think is probably a mistake. I haven't really seen the appeal of not playing Counterspell yet. Although, I mean, it was fine to not play Counterspell against the Amulet Titan player. Because they had Cavern Souls. Are we just queuing Denial? I'm gonna just queue Denial. Probably playing Jogmoth if I had to guess. It's really the only deck Nile plays. Lost this list the other day. It seems very skewed toward beating Cascade with the Hallowed Moonlights in the main deck and the Reprieves. So I get it. I think it's like losing a lot of percentage points to other matchups though. Like the Prowess matchup, I just didn't have a counterspell. Reprieve's not good against them, just hyper efficient. Niall said only one land for your turn. You're lucky. This isn't paper. Niall? Playing Misty? And passing? Not playing Jogmoth? I mean, it could be Jogmoth. Will, are you ready to commentate the Doghouse this weekend? Gotta get more people to sign up. We're at 27. I was shooting for at least 32. Sorry about the echo. Can't believe you gave up on the good doctor. I hate to see the good ones play Living In. I love Yawgmoth, but I find it very complex. Don't you think that it's a deck for specialists? No. Yes and no. I think that the deck takes reps, but it's definitely not a specialist deck. I think if you really dedicated like a week to Yawgmoth, you can learn the deck pretty efficiently. Obviously, there's some minor interactions you're not going to pick up on, but I think you can get the gist of the deck for maybe like a week of grinding, 2 weeks of grinding. Same goes with Amulet Titan, although I think Amulet Titan's harder than Yawgmoth. I think the top 3 hardest decks in the format are probably Amulet, and then Scales slash Yawgmoth are kind of probably tied there for second and third hardest decks. They're all very doable though. Like, you shouldn't feel intimidated trying to learn any of those decks because they all take practice. And if you're willing to put the time in, I think you can see results. But all of those decks require a lot of repetitions and putting yourself in situations where you need to be familiar with and know what to do in those situations, just being comfortable. That's my best advice. And also draw a second white source. That's my other good piece of advice. Yeah, best of luck, Knock. I believe. I believe in the you that believes in you. Cannot stress how badly I need a second white source. End step subtlety. Yep. We have to navigate this very, very carefully. I think I'm probably just activating Geier, reach at end step, trying to find the second white source, and then binning maybe Solitude, maybe Subtlety. I think I might need this Subtlety. Because what this Subtlety does is it makes sure I don't lose to grief. I kind of want to hold the Subtlety tight and never let it go. I love you, Cloudman. Alright, we're going to discard this Prismatic Ending instead. That one's not getting cast this game. They bin the Living End. Alright, we're going to pass the turn. Maybe I'm supposed to main phase draw, but if I main phase draw, I can only have 2-3 mana max, which is not enough to reprieve anything. Or reprieve twice, I should say. Take another 3. I think I'm probably going to run back the same play as I did last turn, which was just like activate Geier, reach at end step. If they Violent Outburst, then I can reprieve it. A Shardless Agent, I can reprieve it. They're casting Curator, I will Subtlety it. Let's give them the Subtlety. I guess now I can play Teferi too. But that's really weak to them having Subtlety or Force. Ooh, Hallowed Moonlight. They put Curator on the bottom. Just waiting for them to Cascade. They're gonna have to eventually. They're currently losing this race. Dang, this is a vibe. How many living ends they've gone through? Definitely a Force of Negation here. A lot of stuff coming back. My mana base kind of killed me this game. That happens. Unfortunately. But Solitude, it's like not gonna be enough. I definitely thought about pitching Solitude, but it's just not gonna be good enough. I need to draw a sweeper. I gotta draw my singleton verdict. Not that I'm sure that holding the Solitude does anything. This is more modern playable now that there's less Bowmasters in the format. That's true, I don't have white mana for verdict, which is probably like GG anyways. Alright, we're gonna concede here, because I don't have white mana for verdict, you're right. That's tough. Bad mana base. Alright, let's get rid of these pendings. Let's get rid of the Memory Deluge. And Binding. So I can keep the Memory Deluge. I don't know, I dug pretty hard for second white mana too. Just didn't get there, which sucked. I have so many ways of finding the second white source too. This list actually isn't playing any. It's opting to play Reprieve instead. I think is super interesting. But I imagine Baby Teferi's at like an all-time high in the format right now. Seems really good right now. So I'm very surprised that this list isn't playing it either. It is what it is though. Yeah, I mean, Baby Tef's good against Cascade sometimes. It really feels bad when they just like force or subtlety it, untap and kill you. It's a little bit slow. And on the draw, they can like cast their Cascade spell before you can even get the Fairy down. So I get why it's not part of the inclusion, but I think I'd play it personally over some of these Narsets. Maybe play like 3 Narset, 1 Days Undoing, and then 2 copies of Teferi. Probably a little bit better. We're keeping this in. It's a little slow, but it's got more than one white source. I think we should be on ring also. But that's the thing about a ring build. It's like a ring build usually plays Omnath and like Cosmic Rebirth, so it'd have to splash a different color. I think the white life gain in this type of a build is just not enough to keep you from dying. And it's like maybe you want Tidebinders at that point too. You start expanding into a different deck. But I do think it's a lot of subtleties for what it is. I guess I'm not gonna ice him. Instead, I'm just gonna cycle Lrien, and the next turn I can ice him. So I'll actually keep him off of the Cascade spell. A lot of these control lists have been on Reprieve instead of actual counterspell for the Narset Days Undoing lists. Because in theory, if you can... I'm gonna take the Hallowed Fountain here, I think. In theory, if you can, in fact, Reprieve their stuff and then Days Undoing the next turn, Reprieve's insanely good, right? From which circle of hell is this list anyway? The 7th circle, I guess. I like to reprieve my Chalice. And then play my Chalice. Probably the 7th or the 8th circle, I imagine. It's tough to tell nowadays. Step FOV, untap, Cascade. Looks like torture. A little bit. I've been slacking on playing blue-white, so I figured I'd have to pay my dues today. How is this not blue-white? Because it's got Magus in the sideboard. It's fine. It's got Fire Ice. Not Jeskai. Blue-white. Anytime I think of Jeskai control, I always think of the card Lightning Helix. More of a tempo deck. Straight from the path of Waffo. Waffo was a Fire Ice enjoyer as well. At least at some point in his life. Sage Room. Ice you, buy time desperately. Yeah, Raisin Brand shows now. Don't force me. It feels kind of mediocre so far. The one time I cast it, I died. This is about to be the second time I cast it and die. If this build loses to Living End, I'd be shocked. Flabbergasted. Bamboozled. But I mean, it's probably going to happen. Living End can find answers to any piece of hate, which is very frustrating. Be happy to switch to Lorcana. Lorcana's not bad. It just needs some time. I think Mill's pretty fun right now. I'm not a Mill enjoyer. As much as DT tries to get me to enjoy Mill, I just don't. It's not my jam. Jeremy Solitude. You ever had 4 archive traps in opening hand? No, but I've been quad archive trapped in my opponent's opening hand. That has happened. People sleep up their Emrakuls. Is it Splashing White wins again? This deck kind of reminds me of like a Legacy Jeskai control list. Or just Splashing Red for like Blood Moon Pyroblast. Yeah, I mean Charlotte's Agent Wrathing was not good enough there. I just win that game with Teferi at that point. Sand Gas, I mean it's got a Gemstone Cavern. How bad could it be? Been Lrien. Cool scam list today, thanks man. Definitely gotta cycle this other Lrien too. Don't grief me, I'll cry. Alright, didn't get griefed. I think I ice an upkeep. Going to a paper tournament, what are you running? Right now, I don't know. Right now, I could be playing like so many different decks. I don't know. Ever since Scam got nerfed, I've been lost. Right now, my top 3 in contention are Yogg, Scales, and Scam. In no particular order. It's tough out here. Got scammed out of a trophy. By Black-White Scam or the good Scam? I wish I had like a de facto deck to like fall back on right now. But I didn't really plan this far ahead. Like, I qualified for Denver with Scam. So if I were going to Denver, I would want to play Scam because I'm the most practiced in that deck, but I kind of can't. Well, I could, but like, not going to be nearly as good as it was. Good one, top deck the Bowmaster, kill your Dwarf. That's always the worst. That's why it's kind of rough for creativity right now. Yeah, I actually did play Prowess not too long ago. Prowess is good, but it really struggles against Yogg. Play Amulet. I suck with Amulet. I'm not gonna lie. I never saw the appeal in a card like Splunking in that deck, whereas a lot of the other Amulet aficionados seem to really like Splunking. I don't get it though. I'm just like, my land's coming to play untapped when I want them to be tapped for Amulet triggers. Champions deck, Bogles. Force. It can counter your amulets, because the way that... The thing that's frustrating about Splunking to me is that if the land doesn't inherently say enters the battlefield tapped, and you search it with a Primeval Titan, and you put it into play tapped, Splunking will make it come into play untapped without asking for the amulet trigger replacement effect. So that's very frustrating to me. So if you have like 2 Titans you want to double haste, you can't double haste 2 Titans if you have a Splunking out. You have to do some other convoluted nonsense, which I just dislike. Well, I guess I'm casting Leyline Binding. Yeah, if I were to play an amulet list, I don't think I would play Splunking. I'd play the Azusa instead. I don't know, there's probably some like small intricate stuff that I just don't understand as to why Splunking is better than Azusa. I'm not like that well versed in amulet. Who knows? App as poorly as possible, challenge succeeded. Multiple solitudes. Leyline Bindings. Everything I've ever wanted. No force, no force, no force, no force. No force, Nile, no force. Okay, so you never have enough sideboard cards for living in. I had main deck Hallowed Moonlight and I still lost the matchup. Maybe I should have like mulliganed that hand. Oof, I don't know. Multiple days in doing is not helping. I don't know if I'm supposed to like subtlety that pitching and days undoing. I don't think I am. I get the second white source in case I draw a Verdict. Not very likely that I draw a Verdict. Out of the realm of possibilities either. Good vibes, Slave. Good vibes. If they go for a Quarter Calling here, yeah, Stern Scolding can hit Grist, because Grist is a 1/1 insect creature when it's on the stack. So yeah, you can Stern Scolding Grist, you can't Force Negation, you can't Spell Pierce Grist. Yeah, so if they chord for 2 here, then I can totally Hallowed Moonlight. I get a chord for 3. We can still get a Grist here, but I'm gonna force them to get the Grist. Can you duress Grist? No. It's a 1/1 creature. As long as Grist isn't on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 creature, in addition to its other types. I believe duress says non-creature, non-land card. Yeah. Chord. Chord for Jogfather. Alright. I guess I got a Binding, Yogfather, and then probably just cast Days Undoing. No, we lost to Nile. Nile dunked on me. She's lost her way, though. She went from playing Yawgmoth to Living In. So it's like, does it really even count? She sold her soul to beat me. Worth. Super worth. Alright, let's start over. What do they cost? Everything. Alright, let's see how many halflings they have. 1 a Wall of Roots. 1 a Jogfather. That's fine. I think I'd rather just Solitude it. Yeah, I'm gonna Solitude it now. Tagging the wall is like pretty good for me, I think. I have 6 cards in hand, but they're kind of tied up on how much mana they have, and they have no board presence, so cards like Quarter Calling get a lot worse for them. Same with Eldritch Evolution. Le Bon Master. Okay. Solitude down. Oh, you know what? This deck is probably a reaction to all the halflings that are running around right now. At least I imagine it to be. So many of the links go to 404, it's kind of insane. So many of them. Right to Teferi, untap. I think it's pass. Alt up Subtlety, Fire Ice. I'd like Tef, Fire. I don't know if that does a ton though. Maybe I want to kill this Bowmaster while the Pendlehaven was down, though. That's an issue. A really big issue. Now if I kill Grist, I don't really care. I guess our avenue of victory to this game is attacking them. Shuffling this Grist back. Akanuma's gonna mill Grist. Ooh, that's hyper unfortunate, actually. Wow, they didn't need the Cauldron. Yo, Doomlake, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it, my friend. I'm losing to Yawgmoth currently with blue-white. It's a good deck list for Mill. I would probably look at Tibalt of the red sub. If you go to MTG Goldfish and you search up Tibalt of the red sub, you can probably find a pretty good list. They're a mill grinder. All they do all day is play mill. This is going. That is a Joey Wheeler Funko. Hi, Tev. Been the Yawgmoth. Probably game over. It's dead, right? Nothing I can do about this. Nothing I can do. They just loop me to death. I can't kill a young wolf at all. Becomes completely immune to any sort of removal. Because if I kill it first, it becomes a 2-2. They just remove 2 counters with the Walking Ballista. And if I kill it while it has no counters on it, then it comes back, and it's like not super helpful. I think I do want these temporary lockdowns and maybe Celestial Purge. Chalice is really bad against Yogg. Don't think I want it there. I don't think I want the Hallowed Moonlights either. Jason doing might be kind of clutch though. This Teferi has really let me down. This Teferi has been good at all. I'm sure there are times where it is good. It's not here. That's Teferi only Waffle can love. Not even Waffle loves that Teferi anymore. I find this deck. It top 8 at the challenge this past weekend. Up Dino. 5 mana to kill Raugrin. Yeah, Waffle's off of it too. Which is like, I get it. It's not a great card in the current meta. Especially not against Bowmaster. I think the only saving grace is that since Scam got nerfed, there's a lot less Bowmasters. Spent 5 hours in the ER today. Are you alright? Are you good now? You have kidney stones? Oh, that sucks. Kind of the worst. I've never gotten them. But my grandpa got them one time. And he was like, never again. I think he completely quit drinking soda after that. Facts. I really hope they go one drop here. Survivor 3x kidney stones. It's not quite one drop, but that's fine. But I should hydrate. Okay, well, if they play Grist, I can't Subtlety it, but I can Binding it the following turn. Damn. The BFG. Ah, there's my water. I was like, I thought I put it around here somewhere. Nope. Narset's actually not terrible against Yogg. Neither is Stern Scolding. I guess I just cast Stern Scolding. You want Yogg with a better board. So I'm going to try to do everything in my power to prevent them from getting a better board. You can have a Hapatra. You can have a Halfling. I think I'm going to take out Hapatra. Fiber Wi-Fi 1080p Dingo. Finally. I feel like you're always on mobile, Frank. Oh yeah, the anime Narsets have like they used to be like 10 tickets at one point, I think. For week? That's insane. I think we've consistently been able to take one game off of all of our opponents at least. This deck can't seem to close out in the 2 out of 3. I look at a hand like that and I remember why. Please don't turn to Grist. Thank the Lord. Alright, deck. Dingo needs a third land. Think you can do that, buddy? Little third land for Dingo. My disappointment is immeasurable. Planes? Oh my god, Steam fucking vents. These planes. Scheisse. Okay. I think I've consistently lost 2 games now just to not having double white. That doesn't even give me double white. There's only one Hallowed Fountain. No. This mana base sucks. Text the worst, TJ. Apt white land. Go. Why are there so many basic islands if you're playing like Reprieve instead of Counterspell? Just gotta do this. Go one Hallowed Fountain in your temporary lockdown deck. I didn't make the rules, but I do play by them, I guess. Temporary lockdown's still gonna be good. Just not as good as I'd hoped. Yeah, I think this is the same grist like for the 5th or 6th time now. They're determined to resolve this grist. The worst part is I can't really deal with this grist. Wait until they play Rot Farm, bounce back beside you, kill me. I have died. Temporary lockdown's the only thing saving me from dying right now. They pop this, Jover. Mana base in this deck is how do we say, not good. Zero. Thanks for the 13. Oh yeah, Zero. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Looks like we're going to manage to win this game despite the bad mana base. Definitely left Geier reach up. It's like a 2.5 color deck, but yeah, definitely can't cast its spells. I think I just served him the team. Yeah, if this lockdown dies, I die in real life. Yay. Alright, chat, prediction time. Feel my emotional support mulligan pet. I'll keep this. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to put back the Days Undoing and keep a land instead. I don't know. Rancid, thanks for the prime. Welcome back for the 5 months. I appreciate it. Probably a pretty good matchup for us. Thank you, Rancid. Yep, never mind. Bad matchup. They played Nerza Saga. Guess I just tempo Reprieve. Not very good, though. Yeah, this Chris's alt account after getting banned for the copy pasta. Oh, I deserve most of it that comes to me, don't worry. Oh yeah, doctor. For sure. I also wanted to play in the prelim in an hour and a half. So I think I'm gonna play Scales in the prelim because I'm still on that Scales cope. But I don't know if I'm gonna play in the league next. Yawgmoth prelim. That go. I have nothing to eat right now. Maybe Yawgmoth prelim. Maybe Yawgmoth league. Scales prelim. It's a mouse. So this pops here. Pumps here. Whatever. Ron prelim. Oh shit. Whittlestorm prelim. You know, Twiddlestorm's number one enemy was Scam, so I thought that deck was going to be good again. It was not. Quite bad. Binding here? His biggest weakness was the player. They're going to destroy it. Guess that makes sense. About Hammer prelim. In the words of Canister, incentivize me, bro. Alright, Urza gets ticked up to 2. They can make a construct. They're gonna make a main phase construct so they can put the counter on it, I guess. That Day's Undoing was quite powerful. I don't think I want any more reprieves, but I will take this pending. Should I just pending this Ozolith? Yeah, whatever. I don't care about the Ozolith for now. Sure, at some point I'm gonna care about that Ozolith. Future Dingo's problem. Alright, Hammer prelim it is. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, I'll care about the Ozone later. I was supposed to Hallowed Moonlight in response. I'm a dingus. Some cookies for the absolute win, followed by pineapple pizza. Let's fucking go. LFG indeed. Thank you, Secret Fate, for the 9 months. I appreciate it. It feels like you've been sub longer than 9 months. I don't know why. By the way, I appreciate it. They named Flooded Strand. Thought they were gonna name Narset. That's just untap and verdict. Like kind of whatever. Kind of like Netflix. I have as much brain buffering as Netflix has actual video buffering, so in a way it's kind of the same. Yep. 3-3. 5-minute ping. 2-3. Just kind of inconvenient for me. I guess like not really, because I could just evoke Solitude and kill it. Pending. Can't pending for 2, but I will take the pending. Take the pending past the turn. Should I just buy Kaheera and pitch Kaheera? Nah, I could just pitch a Hallowed Moonlight, right? Actually, I can't pitch Kaheera because I couldn't pay for the ward. Yeah, Waffle Pile. Unique my Narset. I gave up. Alright, well, temporary lockdown seems good. Stern Scolding is absolutely insane. Rest Downs, the Nutter Butters. Blood Moon's okay. I'll take 2 Blood Moon. I don't think I want Magus the Moon, though. But I do think I want Blood Moon. Actually, what do you think, chat? Do you think Magus the Moon's better, or do you think Blood Moon is? In the Scales matchup, I would think it's probably Blood Moon, because they can just, like, Ballista ping Magus the Moon. But I also don't know how many copies of Ballista they're leaving in. Got one of these, one of these, one of these. By the Moon, so I can have Kaheera. It's probably a good call. They play Force of Negation? You mean Force of Vigor? Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna bring him in. Chalice has got to be bad too. I mean, Chalice on 2 is great. I don't know if I can ever survive the Chalice on 2. I have to imagine the no counterspells in this list is a reaction to the increase in number of Delighted Halflings that have been running around. Because counterspell is just god-awful in the Halfling. So if you played like these instead, then I don't know if I want these Hallowed Moonlights. It's good against Saga. I think it's probably too narrow, so I'm going to cut the Hallowed Moonlight. Can't think of another thing it's good against. It's good against Hangerback Walker. Maybe I want like 1 copy because it's good against Hangerback Walker. Fire Ice bad. 1 Narset out. Just kill the Halfling. It's tough. In this list, it's tough. I regret keeping this hand. Can feel it already. This list top 8 challenge. But yeah, we did. I don't know if we call Scales like necessary a dedicated aggro deck. That league was probably the least Magic commentary I've ever done in a league. We talked about anything but Magic during that league. I feel like if you consider Scales to be an aggro deck, because it can kill quickly, I don't really consider Scales to be an aggro deck. It feels more mid-rangey to me. But like mid-range in a creature sort of way. I guess it depends on how you play it. Because you can play this deck very, very slowly. And just like grind value. You consider yourself a man of culture. What does that entail? I think I'm just gonna pass. Ice Binding. Yeah, our mana base has killed us 3 times now. Or not killed us, because we got it out of that one game. But man. Oh, I can't even temporary lockdown if I wanted to. I was thinking about playing this Narset. I guess I'm icing. I guess I am cultured. Why the Saga? If I think that they don't have a land in hand, I could ice the Ink Moth Nexus instead. And if they don't have a land, they can't make a construct. I think I'm just gonna go with the safe route and hit the Urza Saga. If they kill me with the Ink Moth Nexus this turn, say la vie. Because I can't binding that Ink Moth Nexus. It is a land. As much as I would love for them to commit more to the board, I also have to stem the bleeding. This mana base sucks. You could call it like it is. It sucks. They're walking over there. Never mind, basic planes off the top. Let's go. Obviously, I could have just fetched for 1, but this makes it feel more badass. Lockdown offends me deeply. Lockdown actually seems kind of good in Modern right now. It's very, very good against Yogg. Very, very good against Scales. Snake's Construct gets Pithing Needle. Maybe Zabal's Ozlith. Fair. Cauldron. I'm just playing Narset. I should have left that double white. Dumbsh. Feels dumb, man. Oh well. Incoming Haywire Might. I like it back scales. It's not that bad for me. I guess now that they have like the Soul Cauldron too, it becomes a lot worse if they do find the Haywire Might. Yep, not the mana base, just the pilot this time. I Wander Dead. Gotta save my waifu. Scales. Okay. I don't even know how interested in casting Days Undoing I am. I think I could just pending this Ozlith because it's gonna get infinite value. And then just like passing. No creatures in the graveyard, so they can't pump the Zinkmoth Nexus at all. Right now, I mean, they could top deck a creature. I think when I run out of gas, then I'll cast Days Undoing. For now, I probably don't have to. Just gonna reprieve it. Tap Soul Cauldron. Cycle this, because I don't think I'm going to be using it. Leyline Binding. Take the Soul Cauldron. Tap the Gemstone Caverns. Dumbsh. Okay. Yay! We started 1-2, and we managed to, at least make our money back. Not be a complete nitwit. 3-2 good deck. Great deck. Let's play... Frank, I need your hammer list. So I can go rent it and sign up for the prelim.
Have you
Bing
peeked?
bong, bing bong, bing bing bong.
Have you peeked?
You're a third-rate duelist.
I can't take it anymore.